Title: OPEC's Crystal Ball, Seeing Oil Demand Pumping Up 23% by 2045. TLDR, the big bosses over at OPEC, aka the oil gang, are predicting a swell in crude oil demand, hitting 110 million barrels daily by 2045. That's a whopping 23% leap from current levels. This comes despite other players like the International Energy Agency forecasting a slow burn, with demand taking a dip in the coming years. The key question here: who's got the right fortune teller? Story time. Huddle up, peeps. The Secretary General of OPEC, Haytham Al-Ghais, has spoken. His words: oil's futures lookin' shiny, with a 23% rise in demand by 2045. But hold up. Didn't the International Energy Agency, IEA, just a week ago tell us that oil demand growth's gonna slow down? Yeah, from 2.4 million barrels per day, BPD, this year to a measly 400,000 BPD by 2028. They're also eyeing peak demand coming up. So, who's got the magic 8 ball? Well, one thing they do agree on is that Asia, especially China and India, will be keeping that oil demand churning. But even that growth is threatened by our pals, electric vehicles, EVs. China's National Petroleum Corporation suggests the rise in EV sales could see oil demand growth tanking. But let's pause. Are EV sales even a sure thing? Turns out, Beijing had to hand out tax breaks to stimulate EV sales, which were about as popular as a root canal. These breaks, initially set to wrap up this year, were extended to 2027, potentially saving buyers a sweet $72 billion. But even the IEA is sounding a warning bell on this, suggesting growth in EV sales can only be sustained if charging demand is met by accessible and affordable infrastructure. Got a spare charging station, anyone? Interestingly, the petrochemicals industry might still be thirsty for oil over the medium term, even if EVs start hogging the spotlight. So, are we looking at an oil-starved future or a crude oil buffet? Time for you to chime in. This oil drama is certainly a slippery slope. One prediction says we're heading for an oil boom while another predicts a dwindling demand. But who's got the crystal ball that's on the money? And as the electric revolution accelerates, will oil remain the fuel that makes the world spin? Or are we gearing up for a whole new energy era? And hey, if the future of oil is as uncertain as it seems, how should countries dependent on oil revenues prepare? What should be their plan B? Leave us your thoughts. After all, the future might not be set in stone, but it sure is fun to predict. Disclaimer: this news reporting is not intended as financial or investment advice. Always do your own research and consult a professional advisor before making any investment decisions. This reporting is based on factual information and does not represent the views or recommendations of Turned Up News.